Hello, Ryan here, aka Ari Rath, and welcome back to a brand new series of living off-grid and a zero to hero. We are essentially starting with basically nothing, and living for as long as we can out here on Monox, around the outpost, Sunset Mesa, or Jackson Swamp. We're sort of around that area. And the plan is to just sort of live here for as long as possible. The sun is currently on its way. I don't know how long it'll be. But live here for as long as possible in my Intrepid, using my pulse to go back and forth to various locations and investigate, you know, abandoned ships and see what we can get. Now, we have this Intrepid with the pulse inside. I will show you what I've done. Unfortunately, I landed it in a bit of a odd angle, so it's kind of annoying, but I can't do anything about it because I've gotten rid of all of the components. So the fuse is gone, my other components are gone. All of these are no longer with us. They are disposed of. And, I mean, at the end of the day, I can't put any in there anyway because it's bugged where you cannot put components into this ship, and I think others as well. So hopefully they fix that somewhat soon, but that doesn't bother this character because, here's my pulse, because he will be living here. This is kind of like a static home now. It's more like a static caravan than anything, as everything is gone. And we will just see how the day-to-day living is out here on Monox. And see what we come across. Now, coming into land here before I disposed of everything, as you can see, I have 2 credits to my name. There were a couple of ships. There was one, like an Avenger, over here somewhere. It looks to be abandoned. There was another one, a Zeus, I think, further on from Sunset Mesa, which I can't remember which direction it is in. It's in one of these directions. We're about, well, I'm not going to say actually, we're quite a way out from it. But yeah, there was a Zeus out there which I'd like to investigate. But yeah, I'm quite excited for this series. Been on the cards for a long while. And now 411 is here. We can finally get on with it. We've got a lot of localized missions to do. But mostly I just want to see what I can find by exploring and scavenging from other ships, other players' ships that are destroyed and derelict. And if we can get ourselves a set of components to essentially get this flyable again, then so be it. But, as I say, I can't put them in. It won't allow it. So we're kind of going to be here for the foreseeable, I think. But that's the fun. You'll see the ship get older. Let's just close these stairs up. Such an annoying landing spot. I wish I'd sorted that out better. Oh, it's sliding. Oh, this is going to pose a problem. There's not much I can do about it, because as I say, I've got no components. So, yeah. Hopefully that does... Oh, stop. Don't do it. I do wonder where it's going to end up. Provided I've got the marker, I can always return back to it. It'll just get further and further away from locations. But that's fine. Anyway, what I'm going to do is just kind of casually drive around, head over to Sunset Mesa, check out these various, well, the 2 vehicles that are there. And if anything interesting happens, I'll come back. If there is something I want to mention, I will come back. Or if it's just, you know, a bit of B-roll, a bit of cool stuff, I'll come back and show you all. But this is going to be kind of a long, open-ended series where it's not going to be episodic. It's just going to be checking in every now and again to see how Ari is getting on, to see how his vehicle is doing, and what state it's in, and what we found. So yeah, let's get cracking. So we've just arrived at one of the first points of interest, close to where I'm living, in fact, which is one of these caves. I'm going to just avoid that for now, because there is an Avenger Titan up here, it looks like. As you can see on the radar, there's Copian in that cave as well, which could be a good thing to hunt, but I have nothing, so I have nothing to hunt it with. Now, the sort of priority for me is getting a multi-tool, getting food and drink sustenance as and when I need it. We're starting to get a bit thirsty, but we're fine. Those shouldn't be too hard to acquire, just via looting, I suppose. But other things like weapons, armor, ammunition, all those little bits I also need to gain. Now, that could be done by buying them. Oops, landing gear is not down. Buying them from shops if I do certain missions, which I'm not opposed to doing. Or looting them, of course. We'll see what this place has to offer. So yeah, an Avenger Titan without its landing gear down. It looks like whoever owned this no longer is here. Also, I do have a little bit of storage on me, which is only 1,000 of micro SEU. But the bike comes with, I think it's 600 micro? Yeah, 600 micro. So, 600,000, sorry, micro SEU. So we've got quite a lot of space there. Well, yeah, you know what I mean. So we can get looting, see what we can find. Anyone on board? Everything alright? I'm assuming nobody is here. I'll go on and see if there's anything to loot. Oh, it's got a fire extinguisher on it. That's new. You can't use it yet. What does it mean fuse required? Where is the fuse box? But yeah, that's a new item. We've not had that before on here, so it looks like they're slowly getting this ship sorted for the gameplay. But in terms of getting stuff off of it, there's no point because the components aren't physicalized. The weapons are, but I have no way of storing them or moving them around. So we're just going to leave this for now. I don't think it even has internal storage, which is a real problem. If a lot of people ask me which ship to get first, and a lot of people still suggest the Titan, which, bang for buck, you know, you're getting a great ship here, but it's missing a lot of the gold standard, I suppose, features, which is a big problem. Oh, look at that sunset. Beautiful. Beautiful. And to think 4.2 will be bringing weather. So by next month, we will have weather in the game. Rain storms, lightning, radiation storms as well. All sorts of gear. Not sure whereabouts exactly or what planets will get that, but man, that's going to be cool. I'm just going to see if I can harvest some fruit. Just to eat. Get rid of this. 6% of thirst. I don't think Pengala, Emoshi Plague, or whatever that is. Can't think. I'll see what it says about Pengala seeds, though. I don't think they're edible. But we'll grab one just to see if we can sell it. Ah, here we are. Is this Pitambu? Let me just double check this. Yeah, so 25 nutritional rating and 10 hydration points. It's also hypo-metabolic, immune boosting, hydrating. So that's a good one to eat. Let's do that while we enjoy the sunrise. There we are, back up to 100%. So, in fact, I'll grab another one. What I might do is just drop this Pengala. Let me go and see if there's a way to sell this Pengala. I can always come here and get more fruit if I need it. But that's, you know, this might be a nice breakfast spot. As you can see, we're about 65 kilometers away parked. Nice spot to come to get my breakfast before I head on into Sunset Mesa to start the day. Salvaging or moving boxes or repairing things. In order to repair things, though, I need to get fuses and so forth. So, if I can get a fuse from ships and some RMC as well. Like, that's the plan right now, is get myself a tractor beam, or a multi-tool with a tractor beam attachment, and a salvaging attachment and canister. And then I can at least get to doing these handyman missions. Let's have a look in here, see what we can find. I'm gonna try not to loot things. Like, of course, I could... Oops, sorry, mate. I could, of course, get fuses from here. I could loot boxes and get things from boxes. I'm gonna, for the time being, while I decide on how I'm gonna handle this, I'm gonna avoid doing that. Because to me, it feels like stealing. Like, you could come here and you could essentially just... Oh, that one's not a loot box, okay. Grab all... Oh, we have got a weapon, though. If there's a weapon or item on the floor, like this, I'm not going to take any of this stuff if it's going to work. Because it feels like it's stealing. I'm just going to assume that these boxes are for the residents here. But I will take this. Because that is my first weapon. If I find things lying around, I'll take it. Clean it up. But I'm not going to loot. I'm going to make it a little bit more challenging. A bit more immersive. Mostly for myself. A lot of you might be like, you're just stupid for not grabbing that gear. But these playthroughs are our own. You can do whatever you feel like doing for your playthrough. Of course, it is entirely up to you. But we do have ourselves a nice custodian. A pretty decent weapon is the custodian. 60 round capacity magazines. SMG. So it essentially spits out bullets. Hopefully we can store it on the bike. I don't think there's a place to put it. There's no, like, weapon rack as such, but it should fit in there, I reckon. And if it doesn't, we'll have to leave it. Oh, it does, and it's only 2%. Oh, let's move the Pingala over as well. So we've got a lot of stuff here to be able to... a lot of room to loot there. So I suppose most of the time it's coming out, going to work over at Sunset Mesa, and just looting what I can. Scavenging and finding what I can get. Alright, we'll keep on moving. I'm not exactly sure where Sunset Mesa is from here, but we'll be able to find it. In fact, there's a couple of buildings here. I'm just going to leave them. Doesn't seem to be anything else around worth taking. But I'll head on to Sunset Mesa, maybe take on one of those... Well, see what I can loot first. Or maybe check whatever that is. Is that the Zeus? Oh, I see why it's not working. I've clicked the button. Yeah, I think that's an upside down Zeus. Okay. Question is, where is Sunset Mesa? This may take a while. But we'll head towards that Zeus and see what it has to offer. Ah, turrets. That must be Sunset Mesa. Alright, I'll be back in a minute. Right, so here's Sunset Mesa. What we got here? There's an enemy Hornet over there. Is that a player Hornet? If that's the case, we'll just avoid going to that Zeus right now because it could end up being a bit of a bad choice to put ourselves in a hostile's way. Although I don't think they're moving. Now, I get the impression whoever used to own that ship is no longer in that ship, and it's pretty much done with. Let's just park my bike down here, and we will go for a little stroll into the outpost. See if we can do some missions just to get some money, maybe. Money and equipment. In fact, let me take that Patambu, see if I can sell that. Yeah, Patambu. No, Pingala seeds, sorry. I'll leave the weapon there, because I can't do anything with that right now. Hopefully, she'll be alright there. Alright, we are in Sunset Mesa now. I think this might be the place where the repair area is. Which I can use, fuel-wise, with the pulse. I don't think it matters. Even though it tells me I'm at 75%, 50% and so on. And it'll eventually say I've run out of fuel. It never actually does. So we should be alright. And not ever have to refuel. What's this do? Does this open up this doorway here? Oh, cool! Okay, didn't know that. Yeah, there it is. Look, that's the place where people can come and repair and refuel. Might be a good spot here to do some trading with players. So far, there appears to be nobody around. But let's get looking around. There is a shop here, so we'll head there and see if we can sell these Pingala seeds. And if so, maybe harvest those a little bit. I realise it kind of contradicts what I said about looting, but whatever. It's my playthrough. But yeah, we'll see if we can today get ourselves some equipment. If we can't, towards the, you know, we've got basically till the sun comes over and goes down. Once the sun starts setting, I'm going to go and drive back home and log out in my bed. Oh, there's a vehicle. Look, who's that? In a Fury MX by the looks of things. Are they fighting someone? Oh, okay, so that Hornet is engaging with this Fury. This is kind of one of those PvP hotspots around Jackson's Swap. So I have got to be careful, but, you know, I'm just a day-to-day worker. Hopefully we'll get away with living and breathing around here for a good long while. Let me just get looting, see what I can find. We'll head to the shop, see if I can sell these seeds. Yeah, I think in most situations, if a player does arrive, depending on what ship they're in, I'll just avoid them for the time being. If they're in more like a trading ship or a salvaging ship, then potentially I will come and say hello. Okay. Do you want to buy them? No, they're in my suit. No, they're not interested. We could... Right now, we can't afford anything. A multi-tool is 486. The tractor beam is 450, so we're looking at a good 900 plus there. And then this one being over 1,000 now, 1,300 plus an empty canister. Or a full one, I suppose. And then fuses... how much are those? They're 180, but technically I should be able to loot fuses. I don't think I'll have too much bother doing that, because every ship tends to have them now. Almost every, anyway. But yeah, I'll get looking around, see if I find anything. If anybody comes along, I will come back and show you what happens. But for now, I'm just going to see if I can find any equipment, not looting it from, you know, boxes, but seeing if there's anything lying around, and maybe check out the Zeus, wherever that may be. But I've got to be cautious, because if there are fighters flying around, then they may go and just decide to blow it up. And if I'm in the middle of that, or around it, they'll see me, they may attack. So, I'll take it steady, take it slow. I may even do... What I might do now is one of these delivery missions. They pay 26,000, so they're a big payout, but it could get me started with getting equipment, buying food and drink, and getting set up for the other missions. We'll see how we get on, see what we find, and then, yeah, contemplate doing one of those. Anyway, I'll be back in a minute. Hopefully, we find what we need. So, found myself another custodian, a pistol, and, what is this one? Oh, a C-54 Gemini SMG as well. So what I'm going to do is sell these two, and keep the pistol. The pistol is going to be quite handy for just self-defense, I guess, right now. But those other two, I don't need them. I could take the magazine out and keep the magazine because I do have a custodian on my bike. But these two were just in here, so I don't think I'm going to have to... Yeah, these two will sell for quite a decent amount. Let me see if I can just... Okay, so that you take that off, it's less. So I'm going to keep that, hopefully, in the inventory. And hopefully that'll store it within the inventory for me. Yeah, nice one. There it is. And then this one I will sell, but I'm going to keep the... Oh, I can't take that off. Tell you what, let me take that off of it. There's a sight on it that I want to keep. But this is probably the best way to make cash right now. Oh, it's already taken it off. Okay, excellent. It does that for you. So I shouldn't need to do a mission. I should be able to just sell equipment that I find lying around. Hopefully that'll do it. Doesn't allow me to mark it up, but we'll see what happens. So we've got a C-54 mag and an SMG. What I'm going to do is sell the weapons, but keep the ammunition because I might need to use that or trade it. Yeah, there it is. A new tech gamma 3 times holographic, and then I've got this 1 times reflect sight as well. Let me stick that in there for now. Let me get looking around, see if I can find anything else, and hopefully, with that already being a pretty good find, I am up to 1,500. So we should be able to afford the multi-tool, the tractor beam, maybe the SRT tool, although there's not the SRT, sorry, the multi-tool scraper, RMC scraper, which right now, until I find some fuses, I'd rather not buy fuses. I'd rather check out that use and see if I can get the fuses from there. Yeah, we'll see if we can get set up for tomorrow's mission, maybe being coming and repairing an area of this settlement area. Not here, but one of the localized ones, repairing pipes and fuses. Anyway, so far, so good. Right, let's get my bike and head down to the... seems to have fallen over. Head down to the actual salvage yard area. So, I actually accidentally fumbled the recording, but that Guardian pilot, he came and landed on the landing pad just outside the building I was in looting. And I think what he was doing was just refueling and then moving on again, because he landed. I thought I hit record, went running outside so that I wasn't just stuck in the building in case he went sort of rogue. And then upon getting outside, he had flown off again. So I think what he's doing is just flying around, taking out anyone that comes close, and then refueling and repairing and whatnot. But I don't know where he is right now, but we'll avoid him for the time being. I would like to check that Zeus out before the end of the day. Sun is about midday now, but not at the risk of someone coming along and just blowing it up while I'm in it or nearby it. So for now, I'm just going to look around this salvage area and see if I can find anything of interest. Let me just park my bike over here. I'd rather it be out of the way so that people who do come and land directly here might not see it on the scanner. I don't know how far I need to be though, and I don't have to be trekking in for miles, but it's you know, this is my lifeline vehicle. If I can't get to this, then I am doomed. Getting pretty thirsty out here. It's 37 degrees Celsius, so my body temperature is going up, which I think is making me thirstier quicker. So I'm just going to have a couple of Pitambu here and replenish that hydration. Don't think it'll impact my actual temperature at all, but hopefully getting inside one of these buildings, I can cool off a little bit. Let's have a look in here first. So this is the sort of scrapyard area. You've got the garage up there, or the repair station up there, and then this is your sort of scrappy Bits and bats dotted around. See what we can find. Yeah, temperature's good in here. That's good. I'm not going to do it yet, but I will explore the underground bits as well. I'm always a little reluctant because there was a time that I fell through the planet and it worries me. Oh, so far I found another one of these. So what I've done, I've got... oh, there's only 14 rounds in that one. But I've been getting these pistols. So right now we have the same one here. And trying to get the magazine out. Got to wait for him to breathe. So that's a full capacity mag there. Now let me drop that one. Pick up this one. Door just opened. Put a full mag in, hopefully. And then combine them both. Hello, mate. And then put that away. And we now have... Why can't you combine? There we go. It wasn't working when I was pressing it with the keybind, which is what I was trying to do. Now we have one with 8, one with 20, and another one on with 20. So can't equip those though, but you can reload from your pockets and stuff. It just takes a little longer, but you know, a bit of self-defense. Not that it's the best item, and most enemies, most players anyway, will be in full get-up with armor, big weapons, and so forth. But it might come in handy. We've got to get a mooch on though, because the time is ticking on. Another one here, but I can't be bothered doing it again. In fact, I'll do it off camera before I leave. See if I can find anything else, and then we'll get on out of here. Right, I'm going to make tracks, because I haven't got much time left before I need to finish recording for today. So what I've done is I've brought my Pitambu. I'll put that ammo in there as well. And I'll just head on back to... Oh boy, he's coming close. To my ship, hopefully without getting into too much problems. I wonder if I can head on out of here without being seen. Don't know who that is. I'm not going to target them because then they'll know I'm present. But if I can... Oh boy, this is probably not going to go well. Let's try and turn everything off. And see if it flies by. What is it, in fact? Got a Vanguard. I think it's a Vanguard. Coming down to land. Technically, we should be far enough away out of his radar range. Oh, don't start doing this. To avoid him. Come on, up you get. Hopefully. Man, this bike is so annoying. It's the only vehicle that really fits in the Intrepid. For those wondering, I went back to the Intrepid because I only switched to the Cutter because I thought the issue with the components not being able to be put back in again was an Intrepid issue, but it wasn't. It's kind of like a mini ship or all ship issue where you just cannot put those components back into the ship. So after there being a problem with the Cutter, where using the pulse and trying to get back onto the pulse while inside the Cutter, it would just randomly kill me, which is a much bigger problem than dealing with the physics of the pulse and the Intrepid. So I decided I would go back to the Intrepid, and hopefully we don't see too many issues. We'll see actually how far this Intrepid has wandered. But let me just head back, and then we'll log on out, and I'll come back hopefully in this video. We'll see if there's time. It might be for the next video, but so far so good. I've managed to earn enough credits that I can buy a multi-tool and some equipment, so hopefully we can get to doing the day-to-day missions of just fixing up things around the outposts, living day-to-day here and just seeing how that goes. Avoiding the murder hobos. Oh, that rhymes. Here she is. Slowly creeping up the hill. I don't know if it's stopped moving now. It looks like it has. Which, annoyingly, is in a real awkward spot for getting this back in. But, you know, there's nothing I can do about it if it's going to creep up the hill by itself. Alright. And it's doing that annoying noise as well, but never mind. So yeah, let me try and get this back in. Hopefully all will be well and it won't physics out. That's not too bad. I've got myself a piece of patambu for the morning. We'll chill out inside because my body temperature is going up and I don't want to be out for too much longer. And then yet, next time I come back, whether it's this video or a different video, we may be able to get the gear we need, or I'll check that Zeus out if it's still here, and try to do one of those missions, those handyman missions. The way I kind of see it is that I'm living out here in my Intrepid, like a static caravan, just living day to day, seeing what I can find, seeing what I can do, making money where I can, but just existing in this environment and working to pay my way. There we are. But so far, quite successful. We've got ourselves a weapon. We can keep looting those weapons or selling the ones that are on the floor. Hopefully we can get in here. There we go. It doesn't make it easy, does it? There we are. Yeah, hopefully we can keep finding things and looting things. Unfortunately, that noise is going to be a constant droning thing. If this was the real world and I was living in a ship like this making this noise, boy, it would be frustrating. I swear to God. We may have lost that, but never mind. We'll stick that there, and we'll stick that there. So we've got our weapons. Hopefully this patambu can settle. I don't know what it's doing. Oh, okay, we're sitting down. Didn't mean to do that. Let's see if that bug still exists where you fall through the floor. Yeah, not sure what I can do about that, but we have what we need. Gonna log out for the day, or go to sleep. It is probably just mid-afternoon right now. Sun has got a little while left before it goes down. Yeah, it's heading down now, but gotta chill out, get some rest, eat some patambu if I can by tomorrow, and then, yeah, get back to it. Head back to the outpost, see if I can find anything else, and buy something else. Aha, has it finished doing what it was doing? Let me see if it's on the floor. And then start making some money, start building up my equipment, and seeing what the world brings. Now, if it fell out, it's probably rolled. Oh, there it is. Woo! Alright, we won't put that there then. Come here, you stupid patambu. What are you doing? Get here. Oh, my lord. There we go. Thankfully, there is a patambu farm not too far away. But we're at peak sunshine time, and it's like 38 degrees. So my body temperature is going to just go off the charts if I stay out in the open anyway. So having a little bit of a rest is a good idea. And I'll put this... I don't think it'll go in the fridge. Am I just asking for more trouble here? Yeah. Okay, let's just... What did I do there? Okay, it's here. Oi, oi, oi. Let me put that in here, and we'll save that for tomorrow. Right now, it is sleep time, so let me turn off the lights. That noise will hopefully help me get to sleep. It wouldn't in the real world. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. If this is the end of the episode, thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on the rest. But I'm going to get some sleep, and then come back for the evening shift, perhaps.